Okay. Something a little bit different that I want to check out. It's sort of comedy related, but not really. And I had seen this already floating around. Theo Von makes Dr. Jordan Peterson laugh. I'd already seen that. And then recently someone recommended watching a video with Peterson and Theo. And he said something about the last 30 minutes, but I don't remember the exact one that he recommended because apparently Peterson has been on Theo's podcast multiple times. But the reason I zeroed in on this one is because that is not the most flattering picture at all. His face is frozen. I zeroed in on this one because it's only about 6 minutes long, and it ties into some comedy. So apparently something funny is said, and Peterson laughs. I don't know if I've ever seen this man laugh before. He's so serious. So I'm curious to find out where this is going to go. So let's check it out together.
I know there is some data showing that in counties in the U.S. where marijuana has been legalized, the overuse of opiates for pain has decreased substantially.
That's awesome.
And the crime rates have gone down.
Ooh, that's interesting. I like that. I like hearing about that. That's touching on a whole other thing. I could go on about that, and I shouldn't have interrupted. Anyway, okay, so we're not getting to the laughing part. I just found what he said interesting.
Interesting. Well, people stoned on pot? Like,
dude, it's hard to pick somebody's pocket.
Go break into a building?
Right.
I don't think so. You're just not going to get it together.
You might knock for a long time. I think you might knock at the front door. I don't think you're going to break in.
And you're not going to, you might, that's right, you might knock. You're not going to go out, what, are you going to go out in the alley and have a fight? No, you're not.
A real slow fight.
Yeah, right. While you're watching your hands, like,
So it's like chess with your hands.
Okay. I've heard all sorts of things about what marijuana makes you feel like, and I am a total marijuana virgin. I have had zero desire to try it. I am all for people if they want to use it. I'm all for things like complete illegalization of is that even a right word? Illegalization for illegalizing drugs. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. I am a supporter of that. I just don't feel it's government's business to be involved in things like that. But that has really nothing to do with what I was trying to say. It's funny because I've heard all these things brought up about how marijuana makes people feel. For some people, it makes everything funny. For some people, it makes them hungry. For some people, they start to like imagine these really weird things. And did I say paranoid as well? Makes them paranoid. Anyway, it just seems like it's very individual. And I think it's kind of funny. So I don't know. Do people... I don't think marijuana stops people from acting out, though. Maybe it depends on how soon you've had marijuana. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's proceed.
That's right. Well, while you're watching your hands, like,
So it's like chess with your hands.
Exactly. That's not going to happen. So, I grew up on wild meat. My dad hunts. He still hunts. He's 82.
Oh, wow.
He's slowing down a little bit, obviously, because he's getting old. But
he's using a gun now instead of a knife.
Yeah. That's right. He doesn't just jump on the animal.
And I'm not trying to
Is this
smoke your salmon or whatever the term is in Canada, but it's
definitely one we use.
Okay, yeah, dude. All right, Or you have to have some sort of a plan. When I used to be a little bit more aimless, I was just like, I want things to be good. It wasn't enough.
No.
Because things don't know how to just be good.
This is true. All by left to themselves, things go from bad to worse.
Things will go out of town. Things will, yes, there's entropy.
Yeah, like leave your house alone for a year. Yeah. See what happens to it. It's like, it's way better. It's like, no, it's not. It has black mold everywhere, right? And the vandal has moved in. There's graffiti everywhere. And,
there's squirrels drawing a pentagram. Like things have gotten out of hand.
Exactly that.
Maybe you guys know, but what is this fighter sort of belt doing here? Has he like wrestled or boxed or done something like that, or is this just a decoration? I'm just curious. That's just completely curiosity question right there.
Has moved in. There's graffiti everywhere, and
there's squirrels drawing a pentagram. Like things have gotten out of hand.
Exactly. That's definitely not good, but that happens.
Like I'm 38,
Okay, so this is not one segment. This is obviously compilation. Oh, Sorry.
Out of hand.
Exactly. That's definitely not good when that happens.
Like I'm 38, you know. I mean, I'm kind of a late bloomer, so I'm kind of maybe like 32 really, but I'm also like an old soul. So I guess I'm actually like, I'm back at 38. But
This is a quick trip.
yes,
Yeah. You know, and that's actually a huge part of the reason for free speech. It's like we have to stumble around like morons to stumble upon the truth.
Yeah.
We're going to say stupid things. We're going to say wrong things.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't costly speech. Because if we needed to make it free because we were going to fuck it up so much.
Yeah.
Like it was like, it's got to be free.
Right.
Because we're going to use so much
That's
of
right.
it to figure out where we're going.
Exactly.
That's
That's
a good
right.
point.
So if there was a cost,
Yeah, if it
would
were
be way
costly,
too
yeah, it'd be
high.
way too high.
Good point, man. That's a nice way of thinking about it. Write for 15 minutes about what your life could be like in 3 to 5 years if you had what you want, just so you know.
If you had what you want.
Yeah. If you had what you wanted, what would it be?
Right.
Like, and don't be ridiculous
Right.
about it. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be
You can't have a
hypothetically
castle.
within your. Well,
you
that's
can't have-
it. You can have a castle in the
Right.
air.
Mm.
Well, except they won't stay in the air. So, like, you
Right.
know, let's
And
stay
there's
with.
going to be laws.
Well, there's all.
Are there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's going to be laws.
they're going to tax you
Yeah.
probably.
And there's going to be
Right.
other people that you have to take into account. So
Yeah.
let's assume this is like in the real world and everything, just so
Mhm.
that we can.
Okay,
ground
yes,
it.
100%.
Okay, like there's a place for hedonic pleasure, man, for
Mhm.
sure. Although you got to be careful of it. Because it's a trap, right? Well, alcohol and cocaine, a very good
Oh, even
example
if
of
I
that.
stay up and have 2 pieces of key lime pie, I feel like I've gone to Dante's seventh
Yeah.
circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel you there,
Yeah,
you know, but there is a place and time. How do you prep for debate? Is there like, do you have a Gatorade or something before? What do you do?
bubbly water. Well, the only thing I eat is like sparkling water and meat. So I have some sparkling. It's so funny
Right, it's
because
a
I'm on
di-
these tours,
Mhm.
and if you're if you're renting theaters, they ask you, well, what do you want before the tour,
Mhm.
right? So you can pretty much specify whatever
You're
you
like
want.
Perrier and prosciutto.
Yeah, well, that's like I'll have six bubbly waters. Like that's all you want.
Oh
It's like,
my God.
yeah, I know it's really sad. I could have 20 dancing girls and a whole buffet. So if you got some water, put some bubbles in it, man, because we'll have a real party then. The bar scene, the heavy drinking scene, there's something kind of edgy about it, you know, and something kind of adventurous about it. And, you know, you see that it's kind of dramatized in people like Tom Waits, who's got that real hard edge, or Johnny Cash, or people, hard living guys. You know,
Oh, yeah. Guys with
something
6 or
really-
7 livers in them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, there's something kind of romantic about that.
Yes.
And-
but I'm noticing the way it affects other men like
Yeah,
me.
well, people have said that, you know, that I've got this kind of old-fashioned appearance in a sense. Like, and I don't mean just my voice, but just
Yeah, like you just came on a train and the train just came out of nowhere. And you're like, oh, you know, this guy's selling some, you know, this is some beautiful snake oil.
Snake oil,
I
yeah.
like
Well, that's the other
this.
thing that people say too. It's like, oh, a snake oil salesman. It's like, well, no, not exactly.
No, this is
Personal
practical.
responsibility
This
is
feels-
not snake oil.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Snake oil, I think.
the-
It's hard medicine to swallow for some people, though. That, I think, is why a lot of people have a problem with Peterson and other people who say things similar to what he does. They don't want to hear that they need to be personally responsible. They want to continue to be busy to blame everyone else for their problems. I've talked about this in some of my other videos before, but it's just a constant thing. And it really does, it does feel like it's getting worse. And I don't know if maybe a huge contributing factor would be things like social media and the constant barrage of news, which is very often misrepresenting reality and painting these pictures in people's minds that's just blatantly false. A lot of that is going on today, like all the time, and it's been happening very, very badly, or to a great extreme this past year, like 2020 and into 2021. It's been happening, but it's worse now. It feels so much worse. And it's just this constant, and it's popular. It's popular because it's easy to fall into that trap of believing misinformation because it's what you want to hear. And facts are considered insulting and racist and bigoted and hateful, and that couldn't be further from the truth. You know, facts are just facts, and if you get butthurt over a fact being told to you, then it's not, the fact isn't the problem, you're the problem. Well, I'm going off on getting up on a soapbox, but it kind of ties into what he's talking about here. So That's why I went there.
Well, no, not exactly.
No, this is
Personal
practical.
responsibility
This
is
feels-
not snake oil.
Agreed. Agreed. Snake oil, I
It's
think,
the
is
opposite of it.
It's the opposite.
Like, yeah, you've got problems. It's because you have things to do.
Yeah, but I feel like there's this aimless kind of. There's a lot of men wandering around
Yeah, well,
aimlessly.
there's a lot of confusion too because.
But they're listening to you.
Yeah, well, men.
They're finding you.
Yes, and
Like it's like you're like this cool stepdad that showed up that actually like cares about our mom or something. Like, you know,
That's a good one,
not
man.
to put a pressure on you.
No, that's a good one.
But
That's a good one.
I'm noticing from
You actually need a plan for your life because the thing is, a plan gives you goals, things to aim at. Like imagine you went to the shooting range and you didn't have a target. Well, what the hell fun is that? What are you going to do? Shoot your rifle into the air?
Right.
There's nothing about that
Nothing.
that's useful.
Shoot your friend, shoot your wife.
You're still shooting,
Right.
but it's not fun.
Right. There's no game.
Goal.
That's right.
There's
And the
no
game is
goal.
to hit the
There's no
damn
game.
target.
I
Who
mean,
makes
there's no,
you laugh? Is there a comedian over
Mitch
time?
Hedberg.
Oh yeah, huh?
Oh yeah, man. King of the one-liners.
Oh,
He's
dude,
pretty
he's a
damn funny.
Canadian aphrodisiac, isn't he, Mitch Hedberg?
Yeah, he's damn funny. And so I like stand-up comedians in general. I liked who's the guy that just got in trouble in New York?
Oh, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. It's like, oh God, you really going to say that? Yes. Oh,
He's so deviant,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah. I like Louis C.K. a lot. I think he's really funny.
Canada has a lot of great comedians.
Yes, certainly.
Harlan Williams, Howie Mandel. Those are two friends of mine, and those are funny men.
Oh yeah, there's lots. Canadians can really produce comedians. We've got to keep ourselves entertained when it's 200 below. You know?
Somebody better be funny.
I should. The other thing
Okay, it's done. It's done. I wanted to hear as much as I could before it was over. You know, I have you know what? Have I done a Theo Von reaction? I thought that I had, but now I'm questioning myself. But I was going to say, I like Theo Von. I like the way he thinks. I like his practicality. I like his down to earth, nature. I like that he doesn't seem to be big headed. He seems so relatable. I really enjoy people like that in the entertainment industry because it just makes them. It makes you feel like that there are some people out there who actually have sense and have half a brain and aren't completely out of touch with reality like so many people in the entertainment industry are. And so that's why I gravitate toward people who seem very grounded and not even just in the entertainment industry. I mean, sort of kind of like, I interviewed people like 𝐂𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒 and people like The Critical Drinker. They're sort of kind of in the entertainment side of things. I mean, Critical Drinker's a reviewer and 𝐂𝐀𝐏𝐿 was a gamer, but I gravitate toward people like that because they make so much sense. I can identify completely with much of what they're saying, and I really feel like there needs to be more people like that speaking up, but just more people in general like that. And I find that I don't necessarily want to live in an echo chamber, but I feel like I prefer nowadays to surround myself with people that don't seem to be in this really off the wall, crazy type of mentality viewpoint that so many people have. And if they are logical and they have common sense and they're not, spouting and vomiting hyperbole and all this dramatic stuff and throwing out accusatory labels to people who disagree with them, I may disagree with them about certain things, but if they are that type of person, I'm going to naturally be drawn to them. And so that's why I like someone like Theo Von, Jordan Peterson, and just people like that in general. And I appreciate hearing the things that they have to share. I appreciate that they have voices. I do not appreciate that a lot of times people who come from that type of viewpoint or try to express basic, commonsensical, logical, rational sort of things, that people like that are in many ways being silenced. under the false label of hate speech or racism or bigotry or whatever other label that can be thrown at them. And I find that extremely disturbing that this is happening more and more. And I just want to surround myself as much as I can with these people like this that represent some rationality. And so, that's it's what I gather from someone like Theo Von, and I have only recently become aware of him since I started watching comedy things. I did see one of his videos. This is why I was starting to question myself. I saw a video that he did about white privilege. I did not see it for the channel, but then I can't remember now if I saw another video of his for the channel. One that I've been wanting to watch of Theo's is some sort of video about Theo Von and Daryl Strawberry or something like that. I'll get around to that at some point. But anyway, that's enough bloviating. I think for now I'm going to move on to something else, either a movie or an episode or some other type of video clip or something to react to. And I'm going to finish my coffee too. Later, guys.